Hey guys, what's going on? It's Omrecker, aka Mass Gamer on YouTube. I'm taking a look again at SMITE, but in this case, I'm not actually going to show any gameplay. We're actually going to talk about a couple things in the game that are currently locked out. For whatever reason, Hi-Rez took them out. They were available for a very, very short time, and then they were patched where it became locked. And what they are the shrines and offerings. You may have seen them when you've browsed around in the store menu, or even when you've looked at some of the gods in the game. What they are, well, I'll put it this way. A shrine itself is kind of like a rune page from League of Legends. That's probably the best thing to compare it to, where you can give different offerings to that god and he will or she will get different bonuses from them. So think of these offerings almost like runes. You cannot purchase these offerings with money. You have to earn them or unlock them with favor. So it's very much like XP in League of Legends, where they're trying to avoid the whole pay to win situation, and instead they're only allowing players to unlock these things after they play games and earn favor. So what's interesting though is that unlike League of Legends, each god has their own specific shrines. So you can have up to 3 that you customize. It's kind of like Tribes Ascend, if you've played that, where you've got your different profiles for each of your classes, where you can have up to 3. In SMITE, you can have up to 3 shrines for each god. If you so choose, you can only use the one that's unlocked for you for free. But if you want, you could literally have different shrines, so you could adapt your character, when you go to play with different shrines and offerings. That way, if you say, oh, I know this character I want to build differently this time, you pick a different shrine, and then he's going to have different offerings tied to him, if that makes sense. Anyways, let's go over the different types of offerings that are out there. There's actually 6, but what's interesting, though, is that 3 of the types are equal to the other 3 types. So I'm going to go over them in order of what they appear in the store when you go to purchase them. So here's what you've got. First up, you've got the idols. Then you have different types of incense. There's different types of oils. And then you also have relics, statues, and finally tablets. Relics are actually identical to the oils. Statues are identical to the idols, and tablets are identical to the incense in terms of what's currently offered. Now this could change because, as mentioned, this is now locked out, and when I looked at it, there may have been some placeholder stuff in there, but it would be kind of cool if you could stack them like that, where you could have, let's say you really liked one type of relic, and then you could get an oil of the same type as well, and you could stack it where you get double the benefit. That would actually be pretty cool. But I did not get to see how they actually work when you select them. Here's my theory. I think that you're going to be able to select one of each type and then apply it to one of your shrines for each god. Now, I don't know if you can just purchase an idol once and then apply it to all your gods based off their pages, or if you literally need one. Let's say you want an idol of fortitude really bad and you purchase it. I'm wondering if you can only apply it to a god once, and then after that it's taken up, and you would have to purchase another one later if you want to apply it to another god, or take it off one god, and then you can reuse it. That's not clear currently, but I did get to look at every different type. And first off, there's 3 different sets. You've got the sets that are for level 1 players and up. That's available immediately when you start playing, and they're actually pretty cheap. But I also saw types at level 15 where they all increase across the board in what they offer. And then another whole group at level 30, which it seems to be the max level. And that's where it's pretty significant to what they're actually going to add to your god. So starting off with the idols, which also are equal to the statues, there's 6 types as well. And so the list there is fortitude, growth, rejuvenation, wisdom, bear, and golem. Fortitude gives players flat health. Growth gives players hit points per second. Rejuvenation is mana per second. And then Idols of the Bear are physical protection, and Idols of the Golem are magical protection. And they scale. So at level 1, let's say the Fortitude, you get 11 health right at the start of the game. That's extra health for your character. At level 15, if you are level 15 and can purchase it and apply it to a god, then you'll get 22. Or at level 30, you get 38. But here's what's interesting. When you look at growth and the rejuvenation, being able to get 4 HP per second or 4 mana per second right off the bat, that's pretty damn high. So I think it's going to be cool when you're level 30 and you could get some of these, assuming they stay the same. They could very well change. But I think it's, a pretty cool system there where you can have some pretty big game changers early game, depending on how you build your character. Now, Incense, which like I said is also equal to tablets, there's also 6 types. There's Acuity, Enrichment, Precision, Quickness, Rebirth, and the Calm Mind. Acuity gives you percentage of magic penetration. Enrichment is percentage of gold from kills, so you'll get more percentage of gold. Precision is physical penetration, a percentage-based physical penetration. Quickness gives you a percentage of your movement speed, so you get extra movement speed out of it. Rebirth reduces your respawn time by a percentage. And then the Calm Mind gives you extra experience from kills. Now, this one, just like the idols and the statues, it scales based off the level of the offering. So at level 1, let's say your magic penetration would be 1%. At level 15, that same incense or that same tablet would give you 3. And at level 30, you would have 6%. So technically, if you could stack these and they do stay the same, you could have up to 12% magic penetration. And then finally, there's oils and relics. These also have 6 different types. There is oil of alchemy, oil of command, of cunning, of haste, of meditation, and of vigor. Alchemy gives you magic power, flat, adds it to your character. Command gives you a percentage increase on your crit strike damage, so the actual damage your critical strikes do. Cunning gives you a chance to trigger a critical strike. Haste increases your attack speed by a percentage. Meditation gives you a percentage reduction on your cooldowns. And then Vigor, it gives you a flat increase to your physical power. And again, oils are just like relics. So technically in this category, let's say you really wanted to go for attack speed. Well, at level 1, you could have 3% off a single oil or a single relic. But at level 30, if you do go and purchase these max level versions, you could have potentially 10% each one. If you can stack these, let's say you get 1 oil and 1 relic, you could potentially have a 20% attack speed increase. Or even, let's say you go for crits. You want to go for a crit chance increase? You could potentially have 4 and 4, or an 8% increase in your crit chance at level 1 in the game. That's pretty crazy. So, as mentioned again, I need to remind you guys, this is an early look at this stuff. I can't tell you for sure what's going to be here, if the numbers are going to be the same, but I can tell you this is what was up before it was locked, and it gives a pretty good look at how this system's going to work. Again, you can only purchase these with favor. You cannot use your gems. That's not an option. And, it does remind me a lot of League of Legends. The percentages and stuff, or, when you look at the numbers, they do seem pretty high, but it's not all that different from having to collect a lot of different runes and then have those build up. In this type of system, it seems a little bit simpler, where you just get yourself 1 idol, 1 incense, 1 oil, 1 tablet, 1 relic, 1 statue, and then you offer those to your preferred god in a shrine, versus having to collect a ton of different runes and, gradually increasing the percentage. Let's say you're going for crit chance, you might get like a 0.28 increase per rune. They're doing away with that, and it seems like they're going to make it a little bit more simple. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Stay tuned for more Smite videos. I do like this game. It's a lot of fun. Check it out. Like, honestly, if my videos of the gameplay have interested you at all, jump in. It's $20 for the starter pack. It gets you right in with 15 gods out of 17, so you have almost all the gods right off the bat. And you could play. You could jump in, play games just like I've been doing. I'll actually leave a link in the description so you can just click on that to jump in and get registered. But anyways, guys, as always, I'd appreciate if you guys could like, comment, subscribe, and also tell your friends about my channel. I really appreciate that when you guys do that. And that's all, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.